I just wanted to make this video because of the fact that I just really wanted to tell you all why and how it's so stressful to be making or to be fixing motherboard pins. And I haven't actually done that quite a lot, but all the times that I have actually decided to do it have been so stressful. And I've decided to do this video mainly just because of the fact that I just randomly wanted to talk about this. I don't really have a concrete reason, but anyhow, without further ado, let's get straight into the topic of this video. So yeah, bending pins on your motherboard, or bending back pins and fixing pins on your motherboard. For people who have decades of experience in IT, computer science and whatnot, it's quite easy, I guess. You know, it's somewhat easy. But for people who don't really have that much experience or are completely new, it is such a stressful thing to do, especially if the motherboard that you're fixing is worth hundreds or if not thousands of dollars. And it's absolutely, I mean, it's not just the motherboard. The same is for CPU pins as well, motherboard and CPU pins. And yeah, today I'll be talking about motherboard pins, but just so you know, it literally applies to CPU pins as well. But yeah, this whole bending pins and whatnot is just insane. Like, I haven't done that quite a lot, and I actually didn't do it in like a lot of time, like in a while. But a few days ago, when I accidentally bent a pin on the motherboard, I needed to bend it back. And oh my goodness, that was so stressful. I needed to fix the motherboard, and that's why I quickly got to work trying to first see if there's any other way that I can fix it. But no, there was no other way. I needed to bend the motherboard pin that I had bent back into its original place. So I took a toothpick and I started slowly and gently and as concentrated as possible, just bending, like gently bending the CPU back. And that was such a stressful job for me because I hadn't done it in a while, and I was so scared that I'd like break the pin or whatever. And like, it was just, oh boy, it was such a stressful job. And a lot of people tend to underestimate it, you know. They look at videos like Linus Tech Tips' video about cheap motherboards and how you can fix them and then get them for cheaper or whatnot. And you know, they see Linus Tech Tips and you know, they think, oh, this is way easier than I thought, you know, maybe I'll try it out myself, you know, and I'll see. But it's not that easy, you know. It is absolutely not that easy to bend pins on a motherboard. Even Linus Tech Tips, who has years if not decades of experience with PCs and PC components, you could see that he was like, you know, at least somewhat stressed out, you know, like even him. Now, if even he was at least slightly stressed out, then imagine someone who has weeks if not days of experience with PCs and PC components. And yeah, overall it is just so stressful. And I mean, sure, I can say that I hope that this issue gets fixed, and I hope that motherboard pins do get easier to fix and harder to break, and overall, you know, just maybe even entirely get removed, who knows. But you know, we're probably still a far ways from that. So yeah, but if it's so hard to bend motherboard pins, does it mean that it's not worth to give it a try and, you know, try to fix your motherboard? No, absolutely not. You should actually try and do that, and even actually try to practice yourselves on already broken motherboards, because of the fact that you will most likely need it. If you're a guy like me that works with PC components and PCs and whatnot, and especially broken ones, or you know, you get into like some mistakes or whatever, you're gonna need it, trust me. I was also in the same mindset, thinking, oh, I'm not gonna need to train for like bending motherboard pins or whatever, you know, I'm delicate, I'm not gonna break them. But yeah, I sure have proven myself wrong on many different occasions. So yeah, you guys will definitely also need to learn it, and I highly recommend you train, practice, try it out, and learn it, especially for people who are working with PCs and PC components.